everybody. My name is Josh. I was a computer science examiner, and I was a head of computer science in UK-based schools, and also I run a tutoring business where I've helped thousands of students to get better grades in computer science courses. And today we're going to be looking at system software and utility software. Now, this is relevant for all specifications, and what the point of all of these videos is doing is trying to give you as little as possible to remember and still getting those top grades. And what I've done is I've used all of my experience to think about high frequency questions that are going to come up, which just means that they're very likely to come up in the exam. And then, so all you've got to do is write the questions, write the answers, put them on flashcards, and then that's going to be a nice, easy way of you getting the information into your brain, and then get those top marks in turn. Now, what we need to start off with is just making sure that we're good with all of these system software. Now, as you can see, what I've tried to do, little as possible to remember, use the same definition for system software and operating systems. The reason we're going to do that is because technically operating system is part of system software, but the definition that I've given, that's what the operating system does. So you can use that for the system software part as well. Little as possible to remember and still get the best possible grades. So that's what we're trying to do there. System software also, actually translation software is also in that as well, but we're going to leave that out because we're trying to make it as simple as possible for you to remember. Application software. Now, top tip on this one. This is just any software that allows you to perform a task. So if it asks you for an example, you cannot put like the brand name. So Word, like Microsoft Word, won't get you any marks. Word processing is the software name, so that's the one you can use. Spreadsheet software, yes, you can use that. Excel, no. So now what we're going to do is have a look at a few of the jobs that the operating system does, and a common exam question that comes up is state and describe 2 jobs that the operating system does. I've gone a little bit overkill, probably going through every single one of these, but I just wanted to cover all bases because they could specifically ask you to describe, for example, peripheral management. So let's make sure you're good with all of these. So user interface provides a way for the user to communicate with the hardware. I've given you 2 examples: graphical user interface, voice controlled. Alexa is an example of voice controlled. Another one, memory management and multitasking. So this is all to do with the operating system decides how much memory is given to each application that's open, and also tells the processor which jobs to work on. Peripheral management. This is where the operating system manages all of the input, output, and storage devices through software called drivers. User management, and as you can see in brackets there, I've put a security measure. So a question they may ask is, what security measures does the operating system carry out? And you could say user management. So this is where they give you user access rights. What part of the system can you access? So if you think at school, the students can only access certain things, the teachers can access more, and then the admin team maybe have access to the whole system. And then also allocating your account, so making sure you've got your password and username. A question which is easier than I think a lot of people gave it credit for was 3 jobs file management carries out. Now, people started to go for, memory management, multitasking. Now, file management is simply the activities of renaming files, saving files, making folders. The stuff where you drag your files around. That is what is moving files. So, a question which I've seen answered very poorly, but actually it's a relatively straightforward one to answer. Final part is utility programs. So, what the utility programs are is they perform housekeeping tasks to keep the computer running optimally. So the example I always give, at a school, the teachers do the actual teaching, but then you've got the utility people such as cleaners, the kitchen staff, to help keep the school running optimally. Now, defragmentation, it's not going to hurt if you're on the Cambridge International or AQA course to know this, but defragmentation is where your hard drive gets what's called fragmented by splitting files up and saving them in different parts of the hard drive. And then what the hard drive does is it's really slow to read this. So defragmentation groups all of these files back together so that it improves read speeds, because then your read and write head doesn't have to move over lots of different areas. Encryption Change plain text to ciphertext, and it is unreadable without a key, giving you as little as possible, remember, so nice quick definition there. And then data compression, algorithm to make file size smaller, lossy, lossless.